They knew it was like a formality, the costume. The idea was to get the candy, you know? But you always had some people on the block that had to push it, you know? Some lady to open the door. Who are you supposed to be? I was the spokesman, of course. I was like, I'm a bum. My sister's a ballerina or a fairy. My brother's a pirate, you know? It's like, oh, is he Captain Hook? Just a generic pirate, miss. Why don't you just throw a couple of Three Musketeers in there? We'll be on our way. Huh? Oh, is she a good fairy? No, she's a fairy that pretends to sprinkle moon dust in people's eyes, but it's really battery acid. Of course she's good. You know of any evil fairies? You nosy old bat, you know? But Halloween's good because you know how it is. It teaches you really if you want to get ahead in the world. You dress up for people, kiss a little ass, be who people want you to be, and then people give you stuff, you know? It teaches you to be a whore. Hey guys, I'm not a crowd pleaser.
All right, start out at that level.
That's weird, man.
Dennis Kozlowski spent $2 million on this party. Take a look at this party this guy had. That was a mistake. That was actually from Jim David's First Communion. No, I'm kidding. Okay, obviously this guy should be killed for embezzling the money. But what about the fact that it's legal? Like this kind of stuff is legal to have this kind of party where you're paying for every lap dance and half a gram any corporate guys had for the past 20 years. Dom?
Well, what's wrong with a lap dance? I'm a supporter of the arts, my friend. Did that look like a fun party or what? Huh? Nothing makes you want to go to a party like that. Running around a pool. I can't stop laughing. I'm crying.
Yeah, it did look like kind of a dud of an event. You know?
Yeah, I mean, if they spent all that money, that's just people going, woo, with wings. That's it. That's what you would do. If you had millions of dollars, I would stand there going, while people...
That's why I get
we have Jimmy Buffett playing though at the party?
Buffett played at the party.
That's the crime. $2 million and you hire that guy? Couldn't you spend the money? But I mean, if I was a shareholder in the corporation and they had spent money on like U2, on really hot hookers that cost a lot of money to have sex with each other, they had mirrors full of blow and heroin, and then you'd say like that's wrong, but I'm proud to be part of that company.
Right.
You know what I mean? I'll forgive them because they had U2.
Why does everything have a gay theme too? Whenever anyone gets a lot of money, immediately there's a gay element.
Bring in the gay people.
What are you talking about? Was there a gay?
Well, the whole thing was kind of
Oiled Tunisian boys. I don't know.
Yeah, it was in Sardinia too.
Yeah. Sardinia.
That's New York people, Tom.
They are my people, the sardines. I am a sardine. Smell this. Yeah, why they got to put the Italians down like that?
I don't know.
Stereotypical.
Why? It makes like that?
Well, I mean, the Italians are decadent, Sodom and Gomorrah. It makes you want to just get a guy and just break their legs. You know what I mean? Just knock off their
break the
kneecap.
stereotype.
Yeah.
But is anyone really upset by that? I mean, I save my anger for, child abuse and things like that when animals get hurt. I don't really care if some CEO rips off
Yeah, I
his
mean,
shareholder.
people, I think, that's what people count on that. When you buy a little Tyco race car, you want to know that some guy is getting a Hummer because you bought that. Because you think that could be you someday. That's what America's all about,
It is. And that's such a kind thought about child abuse. Because, who's for child abuse? I'm against child abuse. Not me. I like to beat a little kid once in a while. Make him cry.
Well, I was about to say something serious, and I was like, oh no, it's a comedy show. I better shut up. All right. Saudi Arabia has spent 17... I'll tell you who I save my anger for. This guy. Oh, you killed my son. Saddam Hussein is a mask. Saddam. Saudi Arabia spent $17.6 million after 9/11 to improve their image with Americans. Look at this ad.
A partner in investigating more than 150 suspected terrorist accounts, and a force for stabilizing oil prices during this time of war.
Next, I'll have Jared eating a falafel. Kenny, let me ask you something.
What was that?
Kenny, what is the point of this, please?
Well, I think if Saudi Arabia really wants to get back on our good graces, since 15 of the hijackers were Saudi, they knock the towers down. If they want to play nicey-nicey, build the towers back up with all their oil money, but this time we're going to want 3. So that's the only way.
I like on the ad how it says the American flag and then their flag kind of trying to it's the same flag. Don't worry. It's which sort of which.
Yeah, you
which
forgot.
flag?
You didn't show the whole commercial. It just goes to black and it says "Enjoy oil." That's just.
Now listen to this. This is a subject I proudly picked. Cause marketing. Combining selling of products with like things that people like Ben and Jerry's always did it. I don't know what their causes are now. Mrs. Fields is involved in stuff. I think there's like Victoria's Secret is doing breast cancer awareness month. I don't know, but something like that is happening. What do you guys think about this? Is this cynical, or is it a positive way to equally distribute the wealth, Mark?
Well, at least it's sort of subverting the cause underneath the product. At least it's not like Right to Life cereal. You know what I mean? But I think that ultimately what happens is leave it to Americans to make people feel better about what they're doing by buying things. I think it's only going to let people rationalize their behavior. Like you see the obese guy knocking back a second pint of Chunky Monkey saying, "Hey, it's for a good cause." You know what I mean? And then he gets diabetes, they cut his fingers off, and the Domino's Sugar Fund pays for it to get the surgery. See? And the guilt just keeps trickling up until Satan goes, "You lose." You see, that's...
Do any of you guys actually, does a cause ever make you buy something or not buy? And I'm a big Ben and Jerry's eater, and I eat it not because they're against bovine growth hormones, but because they have big chunks of stuff in it.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, if Ted Nugent had ice cream with big chunks of stuff in it, I'd eat his ice cream.
Would you really?
Yeah. I don't
eat
politically, I don't
chunks?
care. I just like the big chunks.
Hey, Ken,
Yeah, go ahead.
not for nothing. Maybe you ought to switch to like a low-fat yogurt. I'm just saying,
Listen to
as
me.
somebody who cares about your heart.
Ben, I only eat half because Jerry's a jerk off.
Jerry's
I don't know how, but
yeah.
Well, this whole thing is sort of like, it's like Indian casinos. It's the same sort of idea. Because, I don't gamble much,
how
but
is
I'll tell you how it's like that. I'll gamble at an Indian. I'll tell you because it's like a cause. I'll gamble at an Indian casino because when you lose, you feel like you're helping.
That's why I get Indian hookers.
Yeah, see?
they got that $24 from Manhattan back in the first two hands of Pike Out Poker. Enough.
Yeah, no, I think whatever good. What is Mrs. Fields helping?
She's helping a lot of good causes. You don't have to be sarcastic about
all.
Mrs. Fields. I forget. I read the thing, but I forgot what it said.
That would be good if they
How
could
did
just
you
say
know that?
that. It's good causes. Just go ahead.
Doesn't she? She has
But what is it? What specifically? It's just good. Don't worry. We're
No,
doing
she's
something
giving
nice
millions and millions of dollars
to somebody.
to homeless AIDS victims.
Is that right?
I don't know, but something
I
good.
won't. I won't buy cigarettes because of their affiliation with death. I won't buy them.
But death could be a good cause. We're going to talk about it in the next act. He segued. It's the first time I ever made a segue that was almost like semi-intelligent, smooth.
Professional.
But then
Thanks.
he threw
That's why I
it away
help
by
out.
mentioning that it was
No,
a
I
segue.
think that enhanced it.
What is it?
We'll be right back. How's that for a cool ending? I read in this month's Details magazine that men are trying to get in touch with their masculinity by going out and pretending to be knights and mountain men. I mean, I thought that was over like 10 years ago, but you want to be a man, hold the door for some lady, give up your seat, stupid, say excuse my French when you curse like they used it back in the 40s, block your hat, tip your hat. It's ridiculous. What do you think about this? Is this like, isn't this just a bunch of schizos trying to blame their personal lack of balls on the biatches, Lewis?
Yeah.
To be honest.
Yeah, no, more or less. I mean, men always act like it's complicated to being a man. You have to figure out how to be a man. You just walk around, you put the penis in the vagina, and that's it. I mean, that's what it is to be a man. It's not very complicated, but I think it's not really. It's not true to say that now they're doing this medieval knight stuff because of women. What I mean is that they were doing it for the same reason back then. I think when it was King Arthur and those guys, they were just trying to go, "Oh, leave me alone, woman! I am strong and mighty with a sword," because their women were driving them crazy because they didn't. Because women are the stronger sex, so men are we just feel shriveled next to them. So we have to pump
how's the marriage going, Louis?
But it's always the assumption is always that these guys who's to say that there weren't knights that are like put. You know what I mean? Why do we always assume that they're like big? I'm telling you,
None of the knights were put. Man.
Lancelot put. I'm telling you, I read about it. And I don't know what mountain man. What is that? That's not. How is that a manly archetype? That's a lonely guy, hermit. Why don't they call it what it is? A guy who lives in a cave, a hermit.
But that's what it's always been: is guys that are just depressed and they can't understand their women, so they go outside and they pump up and. Like Arnold, I'm not afraid of women.
Hey, he's my governor, watch it.
But this is a pathetic time to be a man. If you turn to the sports page, every third ad is for erectile dysfunction or balding. I think men should take back the limp penis and our bald heads and embrace that.
It's true, you always saw the Viagra ad during the Yankees in the World Series.
Don't get me started on Viagra. That's a win.
No, I have a friend because I'm sort of balding and I'm really balding. But I have a friend who's really obsessed and he goes and he buys drugs from like African internet companies and he cuts them himself and he's trying to get me on this thing and you can do it. You can grow your hair back. And I said, well, isn't there some impotence something? And he goes, who's going to play with you? Doesn't it make your penis shrivel? Yeah, but it's not, shrivel.
At the end, your just kind of goes. Splats.
I think that if you're really wondering what kind of man you are, the only way to really figure it out is to take a couple minutes and just ask yourself, all right, who would I be in prison? And be honest. Are you going to be the guy that's like, okay, I'll wear it, don't hurt me. You're going to be that guy? Or are you going to be the guy that's like, shut up, take it, be a bitch like a man, take it. I don't think I'm that much.
Yeah, but there are shades within that too, because I worry about that. Because if I go to prison and some guy makes me on him, I'm going to do it.
I'd wear his hat.
I am, because I don't want to die or even hurt, really. But then you got to ask yourself, like, okay, I'm going to do the guy every day. I'm going to on him, but like, will I play with his balls?
Right.
Because you should do that.
Of course you should.
But so I don't want to be forced to give a lousy Hummer. I want to excel at everything I try.
You might want to practice. You might want to practice before you get to prison so you don't get nervous. They can sense
that
fear.
sounds like a come on to me. Kenny's asking you for something.
Ken wants to rape Louis.
Yeah, I think that's what we got going.
All right, let's talk about this sexual little deviant thing. 20%, now they're saying 10 to 20% of men now engaging in unsafe sex because the risk of getting a disease turns them on, right? Now, what do you think? Now, Dom, at this point, don't you think?
Well, first of all, even safe sex can be unsafe at my age. I got to limber up first.
Yes, I know.
I got to do some leg stretching, but I'm Italian. I'm Italian. So I love these guys who get something and they can't believe they got it. Man, she looked clean to me. I don't get it.
The truth of the matter is, the reason, it's not about the risk or about it. The reason that men have unsafe sex is that it really does feel better.
Yeah.
Yeah. But they're saying there's actual bug chasers. Didn't you read that whole thing about those AIDS bug chasers?
These guys drive me nuts that they're so picky about sex. Like they want to wait till somebody that lets them do it. Like I'm married, so we never have sex now because we have a baby. Our baby's an asshole, so we're not allowed to have sex now. So it just makes me look. If I put 20 condoms and have sex with Rhino, I would do it. I'm gonna be picky.
And also in the straight world.
How is she?
She's great.
In the straight world, I mean, what are the odds?
You sleep with Louis' wife? That's great.
Yeah, because she doesn't want to have sex with him and she's always taking care of the baby.
Go ahead. In the straight world, what?
Look, we're all doing her. Don't flatter yourself. But on the,
hey man,
I'm kidding. I never
really turn into a. Go ahead.
What was I saying though? Now,
in the straight world.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, what are the odds? The odds of getting AIDS are not as high as they once thought. And if you get chlamydia or syphilis or crabs, that's sort of a rites of passage. You're sort of like, hey, I got crabs. Hey, right on. Good for you. Welcome to the world of crabs. And I mean, unless you're about to have sex and the woman turns around and says, put it in my like my bisexual ex-boyfriend. I mean, the chances you getting AIDS are low, I think.
Yeah.
And even the Valtrex commercial actually looks like fun. If you.
What happens in Valtrex?
What is it with you in medicine? I don't know what the hell you're talking about.
Valtrex. It's for herpes.
All right.
I've never. Canoe. You get herpes. You get the canoe.
Yeah. Okay, we'll be right back. It's just a fake tooth.
Wow, scary.
Folks, as we mentioned earlier, today more and more men experience emasculation as a constant humiliating problem. I myself emasculated 5 times this morning. Men are reclaiming their masculinity by acting like mountain men in medieval knights. What's an easier way for today's fella to feel like a real man? Dom?
How about stopping the crying in sports? Everybody's crying. Don Zimmer cried because Pedro tried to bowl his giant gerbil head. Dick Vermeil cries when he wins. Aaron Boone cried because he and his $7 million contract got traded from the Reds to the Yanks. Act like a man and cry when it's important. Like when you spend a whole night and all your energy and money on some babe and you still don't get any nasty snapper. What's up with that?
All right. Kenny.
Thanks, Colin. Look, wear a uniform. Men need to wear uniforms. You feel like a man in a uniform. Look at how real men do. Baseball players, cops, firemen, the manliest of all men. Look at firemen. They all sleep together, they shower together, they play around on a giant pole all day, and you never hear, hey, that firehouse seems a little gay. Right? That's why when I go out on a date, I wear my Jeter jersey and my McDonald's shift supervisor pants.
It covers all bases, man.
Yeah, why not?
All right, Mark.
Well, the easiest way that I know to feel like a man is to make my girlfriend cry. My masculinity has nothing to do with dirt farming, jousting, or making horseshoes. My masculinity comes from intelligence and sensitivity. I'm not afraid to embrace my feminine side. I even have sex with it occasionally. Just to show her who's boss.
All right. Louis.
I used to feel out of touch with my masculinity, and I used to doubt myself as a man until I did something that changed my life forever. That's right, I shaved my balls. Nothing has made me feel more liberated or more manly than having a nice, clean, hairless sack. I actually heard somewhere that gay men like to shave each other's balls. I think straight men should embrace this. What better way to know each other as men, to feel like men, than to remove the stubble from one another's scrotal area? It also builds trust. Just imagine if before every peace summit, Yasser Arafat and Ariel Sharon squatted on the floor across from each other and shaved each other's big, hairy Our troubles there would be soon over.
At least he's got an idea, you know? Folks, that's our show. Good night. Take care of yourselves.